You have a couple ideas?
A couple ideas.
All right. Let's.
I
guess we'll start with this topic, guys. All right, we're gonna get into our Young Justice movie for the first topic today, guys. Welcome to Dawn of DC, Episode 4. Gotta invite Trevor first.
That is correct.
Did you guys see my stream when me and Zarkus went 3 for 3?
Yeah, I was there.
I know you were. I'm seeing Trevor went. Oh, when we played Mortal Kombat.
I didn't watch it yet, but I got it.
He only got one over me because I was AFK getting a snack, so it doesn't count. He even admitted it didn't count, so he's looking forward to the rematch. But I kicked his ass with Rambo, which was pretty damn great. I was literally mic drop. You know what the best thing was? You know how Zarkus' main martial art is Kung Fu? I beat him with a guy that does Kung Fu with a hat, and it was great. We had this iconic moment. He was like, you gotta stop. Really? You're gonna keep cornering me like that? I was like, dude, remember this. If this was the street, man, there ain't no rules. I had to do whatever it takes to survive. and he's like, I respect that. So me and him were just going at it. But yeah, so tell me about these characters that you think you are interested in playing.
Tell me these characters.
Yeah, you tell me that you had ideas.
Alright. One of them would be Red Hood, because, you know, my personality,
Well, that's what I was thinking. That was my number one choice for you.
Another choice I had, another potential choice for me would be Superboy, Connor Kent.
I can see you. Yeah, I can see you being Connor Kent. That's a pretty good choice. The only thing I ask though, if you play Connor Kent, then you gotta convince Caitlyn to play Megan. Yeah, like, dude, she's perfect for that role.
I can convince her to play that with me. But first I'd have to show her Young Justice as a whole.
Oh, well, that's like just perfect passion. That's like perfect passion project. So I mean, we're gonna have to binge that to get ready for our movie to get into all our characters.
Exactly. The only unfortunate thing though is with Young Justice, he's in seasons like 3, in season 3 and in season 2.
Yeah.
But he never appeared in the show as a whole.
Who was Team Red Hood?
Red Hood was teased, but he never appeared.
Were they planning for him to show up, or what was?
Yeah, they were planning for him to show up because, like, in season 2, it's implied that he had already died before the event of season 2.
Did I ever tell you about my theory about how Teen Titans? Did I ever tell you about my theory about how Titans and how Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans and Young Justice show, were actually linked at one point?
Yeah.
So I believe that the reason that we never saw Red Hood in Young Justice is because we already saw him in Teen Titans. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Oh, I guess we'll rematch first. So I've been a believer, for those that haven't watched Teen Titans, and Andy, I'm doing good. Welcome to the stream. So I have been a believer that ever since we got to the episode of Teen Titans where Robin notices his Red X suit has been missing, people have always asked me since Titans ended, since Teen Titans ended. Thanks, OG, that's awesome. I have always been a believer in that the reason that we never see him unmasked and all the mysteries behind it before the show ended and was never picked up for continuing, unfortunately. I always believed that. I always thought it was Jason Todd. I always believed Jason Todd would be Red X one day.
Yeah, I kind of actually knew that Jason Todd was Red X, you know.
Yeah, and I never confirmed it, but I just had a hunch. I just felt like that was happening.
I mean, at heart, I really did know that Red X was Jason Todd.
So I wonder if there was some big twist reveal in Young Justice that was planned for their future that involved a reveal with Jason coming in.
Jason Todd had already been revived by season 3 because, you know, there was an episode in season 3 of Young Justice where you know, Viola was looking for her sister Tara.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
And they go to the League of Assassins. they go to Rush House Play. And one of like Rush House soldiers behind the mask, you know?
Yep.
Basically, he's wearing a mask, but behind that mask he says, "Great." And then Ron is like,
I do
Right
play
there.
Call of Duty
That's Jason Todd.
OG.
That's how I knew.
Oh yeah.
Jason Todd, like, he was in Young Justice, just not as Red.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's definitely one. So you had Connor Kent and Jason were your two biggest characters.
Yeah.
Achoo! Sorry.
You're good, honey. Do you need a sip of what do I do with the water? I'm trying to see where I put the water for you. Oh, right here. You want a sip of water? It's fresh, it's new, and not the particles anymore. What was it called? Yeah, so that's something I've been working on as a really good plan, like just something that has had my interest. I'm curious to see who else will be interested in this project as well, because I know a lot of people are fans of. Oh yeah, killing zombies are awesome, dude. I'm always a fan of that. I'm curious to see who else will be interested in this stuff. Another thing we got to talk about, not necessarily for this podcast, but in general, another big video that's coming out tomorrow is I got an anonymous tip from our friend that Mortal Kombat 2 is about to be pretty freaking hype. No, for as in the Mortal Kombat 2, as in the sequel to the movie.
Oh!
I got confirmation on us boys fans that are about to be really happy.
Okay.
I got a text from, I guess it's safe enough to say because we all know we talked to him again, right? So Austin texted me and he sent me a cast list of, we knew that they cast Katana and Jade pretty early on. We knew they were going to be in the movie, and that's cool. But their actors aren't really anyone known, so it's not really that exciting. It's just like we got to see how the characters act in the actual movie, you know? But there's been a rumor floating around for a while that Mr. Billy Butcher, aka Kyle Urban, was potentially up for the role of Johnny Cage that they teased at the end of Mortal Kombat 1.
Ooh.
And, well, Austin confirmed said suspicions to the point that it looks like it's pretty confirmed. So I wanted to share this with you guys because fucking Billy Butcher, man, as Johnny Cage.
Oh, Johnny Cage. Oh my god.
It's gonna be so good. And it's even more funny because we're gonna get Homelander in Mortal Kombat 1, so it's like,
That'd be great.
imagine playing Johnny Cage and fighting Homelander now.
Homelander and Peacemaker both will be in there.
What the hell are you doing?
It's confirmed, Andy, man. I'm gonna do a video on it tomorrow, dude. You're in for a treat, bro. It's
Like, it'll be like, this is Mortal Kombat. What the fuck are you doing?
God. I can't wait for I'm just excited for the actual, like, one interaction I can't wait for that game is seeing Peacemaker versus Homelander. I think the banter between them is hilarious. So outside of our other Young Justice thing, there is another big DC scoop I read today that we're going to talk about before we talk about the Arrowverse stuff. Something that Snyder fans are going to be very unhappy about was graced in my lap today that I could not believe happened.
Okay.
So as we're gearing up for as you guys know, we're almost by the time zone we're in right now, it should be pretty close to midnight, which means we're getting closer and closer to June, right? So, and we know what June is. The month of the Flash movie is no longer a pipe dream. We're finally going to be seeing that movie finally happening.
Right.
And so there's a lot of hype of it. So there is a lot of news that we have to cover to get ready for The Flash on this episode of the podcast, Trevor. And a lot of the new stuff came out with it today. Number one, we should talk about is there are some secret cameos that are being played for the movie, but we're not going to talk about them because one did get leaked that I heard about it, but I want people to be surprised for it because I was told about it, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want you guys to get spoiled for it because I think it's going to be really great when it happens. But it is something that has been in the works for years that people will never expect. That's all I'll say. Because it's not someone, all I'll say is, it's not the character that's important, it's the actor playing the character that's important.
Okay.
And it's something that it connects to why Michael Keaton's Batman is potentially in this movie, and there is some actual, like, in the past in old Batman movies, there was groundwork for this happening for a long time, but it was a painful project, and now it's...
I think you know one.
Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is, Jake?
I think I know where you're going.
Should I just say it? Do you guys want to know what I heard?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nicolas Cage's Superman is meant to appear in The Flash.
About fucking time.
Yes, so that is what I have heard from pretty reliable dude. It's so reliable, the director even told people that he's in it. And I'm like, what? Why is the director telling people he's in the movie? I guess Ezra Miller really couldn't cash those checks. So Andy Muschietti has to be like, fuck you, Ezra, I have to go out here and actually try and make people excited about my movie because of your shit. You pulled. That's interesting. So that's hilarious that happened to me. But, well, that's interesting. How did that happen, Andy? That's a weird situation. But so that's one thing. The other thing is, did you see the interview that I posted about 2 days ago where Andy Muschietti was asked about, because you remember they said that they were really happy with this Flash movie a while ago? And James Gunn's even hinted.
James Gunn confirmed that it's his favorite movie this year.
Yep, and James Gunn has hinted at, and Andy has, and James had talked about that they could be working together again on another project. Well, here's a little fun scoop for you that I think you'll find very interesting considering if you look at what's going to happen. Probably later edits tonight. So there is, that's funny. That's funny, Berserk. You're Andy Berserk. Yeah, what's up?
What if
That'd be crazy. I don't think they'll do that because they want someone younger, but this is just kind of a cool little cameo for the fans. Because this Flash movie is made for the fans. It is made to make DC fans very happy. It's meant to give them the what'd you say?
Honestly, though, we know this, but doing a better job at making than Marvel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is they're using this. This is kind of their Marvel moment. This is their time to like go and like. I know we didn't like because of Ezra Miller. We didn't like to compare it to Trevor, but this really is DC's No Way Home. If you really think about it, it really is.
Well, I mean, with the Batman, yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't think about Ezra Miller, but the movie in general is really centered around that idea.
Unfortunately, Chris is still going to remind me of Ezra Miller.
Oh, I'm sure he will. But so the big thing with this whole thing is, so apparently Andy Muschietti was asked at an interview because they're getting ready to show all these early screenings of Flash. And when they did this interview, the question was, so I noticed, Andy Muschietti, that even though you're directing a Flash movie, you seem to be very interested in Batman, and you seem to like to use all your Batmans in your big movies. Is there a possibility that, can you tell us do you know maybe, are you going to direct more Batman things, or did James Gunn already pick you for Brave and the Bold? And here's what he said in the interview. He says in the interview that he can't say. So I almost think maybe he's directing already, and they're just not ready to announce it. What?
They
There's
renting
30 days in May. There's 31.
Oh, interesting.
So it's May 31st.
Oh, that's fun. So, what do you think about this, boys? Do we think this is confirmation that he's doing Brave and the Bold after like do they love what he did Affleck so much?
Well, here's the thing. I want to say I hope he is, but I want to see how the Flash goes first.
Well, yeah, I think here's the thing with the Flash movie, right? I think everything in the Flash movie is going to be done really well because there's not a single person I have seen say anything bad about this movie. So I have a feeling that this movie's really good, and even though people that have doubts and have hated on the concept of Ezra Miller, I've talked to a couple people that have watched The Flash or an early cut of it, and they have said something that I did not imagine them to say. Supposedly, Ezra's performance in this movie, despite all the controversy with him, supposedly he is a likable Flash. And he's more likable than he was in the Snyder movie.
and Trevor. The Flash. Trevor did the Flash. And Elemental same weekend.
I have that entire week off, so what's stopping me from doing a double feature?
You're lucky because my work started a new rule, so I won't be able to watch that movie with you. I won't be able to watch The Flash with you guys because I just made a big decision because I know how important Transformers is to AJ, right? So because I am a big deal at my theater where I am a crew lead, right? And there are only 4 crew leads. Because I want to make sure that AJ gets to see Transformers in the best experience possible, I had to pick. I'm only allowed one Thursday after June 2nd off as a crew lead. So I had to pick. He said, "Do you want Indiana Jones, Transformers, or Flash?" And I chose Transformers over everything for AJ. So
I understand that.
So I'll have to watch Flash on my own time. So if I'm late to the party, and if either of you spoil it for me, I will hunt you down and kill you both. I just want you to know that this movie is very important to me. If I hear anything, somebody is going in the grave. It is going to happen.
We won't, man.
Good.
But I am gonna have to. But I'm still gonna have to get the head count for the Flash, and
Well, yeah, you can count me and Ella out of it, but so you can still do your head count. But yeah, we're not going to.
Are you joining?
I'm not.
I'm gonna guess Jake's gonna be busy in his new position too because me and him that weekend, Jake. I hope you're ready. I know you're mostly concessions now. That weekend is gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Let me see if this ticket's still available. I haven't bought tickets yet because I wanted to make sure.
I'm buying tickets. I think I'll buy tickets for Transformers either tomorrow or potentially Thursday. Because Thursday before so on Thursday before
don't attack me.
Sorry. So on Thursday before I go see Spider-Verse with you, Trevor.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch another movie that came out this week that I've been looking forward to even more than Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Me and Ella are gonna go see The Machine with Mark Hamill in it, and I'm so excited.
Oh no.
I gotta go see it, man. When I saw Mark Hamill was in a rated R movie, I'm like, I'm there, man. I want to see the original Joker, Luke Skywalker in a movie. And because I do Usher a lot, Jake, I've been catching little bits and little glimpses at it, and it looks so funny. Oh man, I'm excited.
Okay.
Are you excited for that, honey? So you go see The Machine on Thursday?
I might have to double feature the Flash and the Elemental.
Would you rather?
I'm doing that too.
Depending on how you feel.
Because Pixar's my bread and butter. So
Should I just go alone to that one, or?
I gotta double feature that Thursday night.
I know your legs have been really bad.
You guys know, like Pixar's my bread and butter. So yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay, honey. I just want to make sure because I don't want you to.
It's not about my legs. It's just anything to do with.
I'm just saying, I want to do a double feature of that.
You can tell me. Okay, no worries. Are you ready to fight yet, bro? Or are you still looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
your
ready.
stuff?
I'm ready.
Electra shocking, guys. Hey, shocking, isn't it?
Time better be dressed in the cold weather.
Oh, really? Oh, you dressed for? You're saying you hope I dressed for the cold weather? Oh, I got a funny Fortnite story to share with you guys that you think will be really funny. So Jake, we were playing Fortnite earlier today with one player.
Yeah.
And it was me, Edits, and Metal, and so me and one player are both down, and Metal and Edits and one other of our friends chooses to go save us, but he doesn't res one player. He doesn't revive him right away. He revives me first. And so he basically goes and he gets so mad. We win the match, right? Like no harm, no foul. Like I'm revived, everyone wins, we win, it's awesome. We go back to lobby, and one player is just going on a tangent. Just, really? You're gonna take my guns and then you're just gonna you didn't res me, bro. Why didn't you res me? He was so mad. He was so mad, and I said something to him that I probably shouldn't have, but he was egging me on, so I kind of told him that he needs to get his lady bucks in check.
Oh man.
Look at honey.
So good.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was dying because he was just going on and on. Like we were literally going into the next match, and he's still going on a tangent. I was like, is that how all you British guys are? You always just get mad about every little thing. And then he told me this story about apparently if people like spill coffee on you in England or whatever, they get mad at it for like a good hour or whatever. And shit. Like, he's like, people get really mad apparently in the UK. But last night when we stayed up late stream, we were playing gun game, and I was getting
so far from what I know, the Flash will just be me, Caitlin, and Chris.
No worries, you guys will have fun. I'm sure Chris is gonna continue to be like, Ezra Miller, bro.
No.
You know what he's gonna do to you? You know what he's gonna do to you? I know what he's gonna do. You're gonna be sitting there watching the Flash. You're gonna be sitting there watching the Flash, and he's gonna be like, "Hey man, are you ready for that Jared Leto cameo coming?"
Oh God!
No.
He's totally gonna do that to you. He's totally gonna do that to you.
I know what he's doing, Trevor.
You know what else he's gonna do? I thought of another thing. Jake, you go with yours first.
He's gonna be like, Trevor, this is pretty good. But you know what would make it better? He was like, and you'd be like, and then he'd be like, Becky Star!
No, you know what he's gonna say? The trailers are gonna end and the movie's gonna start. He's gonna whisper in your ear, Trevor. He's gonna say, "It's Ezra time."
You guys understand what I have to deal with at work.
That's why I'm giving you such a hard time right now, because I know that's what he'll do to you.
Hell, I mean, whenever I tell him I'm doing Spider-Man, he's like, what you're saying is, you'll be binging your Kickstarter for Morbius.
Alright, so I'm trying to think where we're at, and so we talked about the Young Justice thing, which was pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there's any other. Oh yeah, so we talked about the so what was your answer on what do we think about the Andy Muschietti thing? That he's kind of basically saying he can't talk about directing Brave and the Bold. So maybe he's actually directing, or just they're being secretive because the other thing. Now here's the other thing. Now I hope the Snyder fans are listening to this because this is gonna piss a lot of Snyder fans off. A little story came out today, and the Supergirl actress confirms this. Apparently, the Supergirl actress has met Henry Cavill, and do you know how they met?
How?
They let Henry Cavill watch The Flash, and you know what Henry Cavill had to say?
What?
He loved it.
Mm.
So take that, Snyder fans. He's on our side now. He actually is enjoying watching movies like a normal person now, and enjoying new takes on the characters. So good for Henry, man. That's a win. I think that's a huge win. So I'm excited for him. I'm glad that they're doing that. It's real nice.
Or Trevor.
Oh shit.
He'll look at you and say, "Hey Trevor, this was good, but it could be better."
So, a Max Lord cameo?
Yeah, of course. You know, someone brought up an interesting fan casting to me that I did not think about last night in the new DC universe that I wanted to bring up to you, Trevor.
Yeah.
What if Max Lord isn't Pedro Pascal's only villain in the DC universe?
What?
Yeah. What if that's not the only villain that he plays for DC?
Oh.
Because somebody, when I was streaming yesterday, but so basically, let me answer Edit's question about Cobra Kai. Well, basically, here's the thing. The only reason that is true is because Hawk was still trying to find his roots. So yes, they nerfed Hawk in Season 5, so personally I do agree with you that Kenny was better in that season, which is why we got really annoyed with the way he was treated. But, yes, I do agree with what you're saying. I don't hate you. But back to the topic. So, somebody in my stream, I was talking to this guy in my stream when we were streaming, streaming Fortnite, we were doing Gun Game. And his name is called DC Fancasting, and he came into my stream, and one of the things we were talking about was just different things, and so we were talking about Cobra Kai actors, other than, like, you know, Miguel's actor, and maybe if Mary Mauser ends up being Lois Lane, right? We were talking about, this started when we were talking about that we think that, as much as we think his attitude could fit it, we think that, that Tanner Buchanan, who plays Robbie, should be Nightwing instead of playing Red Hood, and we think Jacob Bertrand, who plays Hawk, should be Red Hood. So that was something we were talking about last night. And then he mentions other actors, older actors and stuff, and he brought out a wild thing that I never thought anyone would say. And so you'll know this more than Jake will, Trevor, because you know who this character is. So Trevor, are you familiar with the character of Vandal Savage?
Yes.
So he said that he thought that Pedro Pascal would be a good Vandal Savage in the new DC universe.
Ooh. No,
What do you think about that? Dad, really? You had to do that to me? Kicking me in the face like that. Oh, that's that for Friday that I'm at too, honey? Okay. That's rumor mission. So what do we think about this, dude? What's going on, Davis? Welcome to the stream.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool one. I'm a fan of that idea. So I would say, so we were just talking Fancastings, and that came up last night, so I figured I would mention that here. I haven't seen tonight's Superman and Lois yet, Trevor, so we'll kind of skip over that.
Okay.
I guess before we do any of the other, like, before we do like our Arrowverse highlight reel, I guess we should just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to talk about the finale, but I think we should also talk about season 9 as a whole. Do you want to start
Season
with
9
the?
was by far, but
Do you want to waste some time and just? Do you want to talk right about the finale right away, or do we want to just talk about season 9 as a whole and work our way up to the finale?
what do you think we should do?
Oh, I think it'd be kind of interesting to break down each episode, because I only believe that there's maybe only 2 episodes that are good this season. So, and I can't think of another season of The Flash where there's ever been only 2 episodes that were consistent.
Yeah. Season 9 was just a really good season.
So I would say, so let's just start, we'll do it because we know that Eric Wallace did like graphic novels. So let's cover like multiple episodes and we'll do the first arcs and break them down. So first arc is obviously the Red Death arc. The Red Death arc was ass. I love Javicia Leslie, but she was so cringe in that fucking suit. It could have been anyone else and it would have been better. It really was so bad. And the rogue characters that they brought back to use didn't get enough screen time, and it was weak sauce to say the least. So your thoughts on the Red Death arc, Trevor?
How do I put this stellar here? Let me think about. Let me stop and think about this for a minute. The Red Death arc. It was the equivalent of the bona fide grade A hippo shit.
Yeah, that's definitely very. I will also say.
Yes, absolute, utter hippo shit.
Here's what I'll say. I'll say what.
A fucking hippo?
Really? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that was. You're never gonna live down that memory, man. It's never going away.
It's so numb, it's gonna come.
What is that person sending? I don't understand that gibberish. Yeah, so I would say Red Death arc just, it was bad. I mean, one thing we're gonna talk about in the whole season, this season, for a final season of The Flash, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this off the back. Not only was it ass, how do you have a season of a show where in Arrow ends with Oliver dying, and Oliver had more screen time in his final season than Barry had in his final season? Even Oliver Behind the Grave had to literally resurrect the Flash's. Tried to resurrect the Flash's show by giving Flash one good episode that we needed. One.
Yeah.
Because even though there's another
episode,
because even though I think there's one other good episode, the best episode of the season is the best episode of the season is It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want To by far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, literally, I felt like Negan throughout the entire episode, Trevor. Literally, I was next to AJ, and the moment that I saw Stephen Amell back as Green Arrow, and he sees his boat for the first time, and he starts saying, "All right, Barry, let's go kick some ass." He's like, "Not as much as I missed this," and I was like, "AJ, are we pissing our pants yet?"
We're gonna be off on Tuesday, June 6th.
What about June 6th?
We'll both be off on that.
Why? Oh yeah, you're off that day. Cool. Well, I'm always off because I have class, but that's awesome that you're off.
You are off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
They give me Wednesday off next week? Probably because they need me during the weekend. Or, that's weird. Schedule must be weird right now. That's the first time they give me a Wednesday off in a while. What about Monday? Do they have a weird schedule for Monday? What is that? You're 000 what? I'm so confused. Someone just spamming in my chat. What about Monday, sweetie?
I'm taking a look. You're talking about the 5th, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you're scheduled.
Okay, good. Dear God, does it ever end? Why is it not stopping? It just says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. What happened?
Sorry, you're off Monday, Tuesday. You work Wednesday, you're off Thursday.
See, that sounds about right. I knew that they wouldn't have me have that many days off. They need me too much. It finally stopped. Yeah, so we were on the Red Death storyline. Like, I mean, it was stupid. Which we'll get into the good episodes in a little bit. But so, first of all, Red Death storyline sucked. Bad stuff.
Yeah.
Barely had any. Now you're doing it edits? What the hell? And then they barely had any screen time for. Barry had barely any screen time, and even though normally I wouldn't have minded this, even Iris had less screen time than you'd expect her to have. When does it end? And then, you know, we gotta talk about the big elephant in the room, the interlude episodes with the Allegra episode and the episode with Dreamer from Supergirl and the episode with Becky Sharp, unfortunately, Trevor. Stop! Don't spam the chat. We are trying to do a podcast and speak right now. Don't do that. Why do they keep doing it?
Hang on.
This is a podcast. We are trying to have a conversation, and you guys are just spamming zeros. Like, no. That's not how we do this. Did someone put them in timeout already?
Yeah.
It just needs to stop. It's on like loop.
It's going to stop in a second once this is done.
Thank God. So annoying. Thank you for being there, baby. I appreciate you. Knock it off. I'm waiting for it to stop. Okay, it's done now. It's done now.
This freaking.
I had nothing to count on.
And what sucks is that was freaking Jake.
What was Jake? What did Jake do?
Ford.
Oh, that was his other account?
Yep.
He was doing that?
Jackson Davis.
Are you kidding me?
That's not the one he was using before. He made another new one? Because he was using Dawson last time. Why did he change his accounts?
Why am I surprised that pig would be spamming?
I thought it was Jake.
No, because Dawson, he has an account where he has a Buffalo Bills jersey. He doesn't even try to hide when he's here. Like you know it's him. Like he doesn't even try. You'll instantly know. So
And who is Jackson Davis?
some other new person, probably just a troller. They exist. When you build a big market, you get spammers and bots. It's what you get. It just shows you. But so we're on the interlude. So Trevor, it's time to talk about your favorite part of the whole season 9.
Yes.
Becky Sharp, Becky Sharp, Becky
Oh,
Sharp,
no.
Becky Sharp. See what I did there? I used the WandaVision song for Becky Sharp, Becky Sharp.
Oh, God.
I fucking hate life.
No, you don't.
You don't hate life.
The world is a nightmare. A feminism.
The world is a nightmare of feminism.
It's a feministic nightmare.
Alright, so let's hear it, Trevor. I know you got lots to say about Becky Sharp. Becky Sharp.
Let me see the first day. This Amy Adams Giselle, WandaVision wannabe bitch. Her episode was the most
That's
annoying.
like the perfect way to describe it. That's the perfect way to
Literally,
describe
it's
it.
the equivalent of bona fide grade A garbage. Like, hello everybody, my name is Becky Sharp. I'm an annoying little bitch.
Like The Rock. Like The Rock says in his. Like The Rock says in his rating scale video when they do all the ratings for movies and TV shows, it's the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen. It literally is the biggest piece of dog shit. I literally have seen it.
Sorry guys,
Oh, no worries.
you know what I mean.
Yep, it was bad. So yeah, I think we'll just keep it on there. So, okay, so that's obviously one of the worst episodes. How did you feel about the episode where Iris connected with Dreamer from Supergirl? I actually didn't hate this episode. I thought it was fine. Like, compared to the Becky Sharp stuff, What's Good edits fan? Okay, hello, welcome. So,
I got a bad feeling about this,
that
guys.
this is gonna be bad.
Me too.
Oh
What's
no,
it gonna be? Is
what's
it gonna be a
wrong?
friend on an alternate account?
Somebody in my stream. Somebody in Joe's stream.
Alright, so what did you think about the Dreamer episode, Trevor? I know you've always had a rocky history with Dreamer.
Dreamer episode wasn't as bad as Becky Sharp, but
I know, I agree. I think Dreamer was fine.
Dreamer was fine. I'll take the Dreamer over Becky Sharp any day.
Dang, when did you get a fan club edits? Thank you for doing that, Sweetie, so I remember to appreciate you. So yeah, so that's fair. I think that's a good way to look at it. It's definitely not a
No way.
we're matching. It's definitely not what we'd expect to be as bad. And then now, before we talk about this next episode, our Lord and Savior, known as Homelander, has some words to say. Give me 1 second, guys.
That is correct.
I have fans.
Alright,
I guess you do.
here we go, guys. Here we go. Our friend Homelander has some words he would like to say. So Homelander, how would you describe Flash episode 9? It's my party and don't hit me yet. Don't hit me yet.
Sorry.
It's my party and I'll die if I want to.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything down to the
Last minute details. It was perfect. There you hear it. There you had it. Homelander said it. The best episode of the season, episode 9. It's my party. I'll die if I want to. It's not just the best episode of the season. For me, it might be the best episode of The Flash ever. I mean, everything about... I mean, damn. Homelander just said it. It was perfect. Like, what more do you want from me?
No, apologize.
And one of my favorite scenes of that episode, Trevor, is when... Because you know how when Oliver's not Spectre, he doesn't have control of his powers. And hey, Daniel, welcome. And his blood and Bloodwork was really messing him up by sending all the minions after we had the awesome fight scene where Oliver beat them up. And then Oliver was getting ready to fight Bloodwork, and Oliver saw Bloodwork trying to like mess up with Oliver's Spectre powers by like controlling the entire thing with his blood energy. And Oliver looks at him, and Oliver just goes, "You are starting to piss me off." And I was like, oh my gosh. I never get tired of seeing angry Oliver. It's my favorite Oliver ever. So that shit was awesome. What's Good Games, apparently,
Okay, there's some shenanigans going on over here. I'm gonna get to the bottom.
What's going on?
So, you have any final thoughts on this episode, Trevor? Other than like I think Homelander pretty much summed it up. It was perfect.
Well, how do I describe this show? Well,
Oh, cool,
it was
Ed.
wonderful. It was perfect.
No! I was gonna get you there! How dare you! Yeah, it was great. Episode 9 was freaking great. It was so good. Now it is time to get into the final graphic novel for the season. So episode 10 was an interesting one. It took us down some nostalgic roads. We started the New World Part 1. It had some interesting moments, but unfortunately, while this episode is a good episode, what follows this episode, these final 3, let's just say, like Henry Cavill says, not impressed. One bit. So, episode 10 was good because we got introduced to the whole Eddie twist, and it was interesting. Then 11, they reveal that the twist happens. It was interesting. It wasn't anything crazy. A lot of mystery, misdirects, interesting stuff. But then Chester and Allegra got way too much screen time. And don't even get me started on Cecile. Don't even get me started. And we haven't even talked about the Flash's biggest sin of all time that's in this season. Do you know what the biggest sin is, Trevor?
Yeah.
They did the final season of The Flash without Cisco.
Yeah.
That is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I know they claim that they tried to reach out to him, but try harder, man. It's like Johnny Warren says, sometimes you gotta go all in. And they should have went all in getting Cisco back. It'd be funny if Cisco's like, he knew the train wreck was coming, he's like, I don't want to be a part of that shit. He's like, no, I'm not coming back. Maybe it's a good thing Cisco didn't come in, because knowing Eric Wallace would find a way to fuck up Cisco too.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, can you imagine though?
All I'm saying is, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Yeah, go ahead, Jake. Go say what you said first.
Could you imagine Cisco actually agreeing to come in, and then he meets her, and he's like, fuck no, I'm done.
Yeah. All I'm saying though, it's a miracle, and if it probably wasn't for the actual writers of the Arrowverse, this would have probably never happened. But thank God Eric Wallace didn't write "It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want to" alone, because if he would have fucked with my boy Oliver, oh, I don't think there's a force on this planet that could stop me. Like, I think I would legitimately. Welcome to the podcast, Brandon. Like Trevor. What do you think my reaction would be if I saw that? Like imagine we live in a multiverse where "It's My Party, I Die If I Want to" is a bad episode.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen? Like what do you predict? We're talking about season 9 as a discussion, and then we'll talk about rewriting it after, Brandon. That's our next topic.
Well, obviously a riot.
A riot would definitely ensue. That is promised.
A riot, obviously.
Literally, there's one song from a show called How I Met Your Mother that immediately gets in my head the moment I imagine that. You remember the scene with the goat when Ted's always fighting the goat? Murderer, climb aboard the murder train. Because that's literally what would be happening. You remember that scene from How I Met Your Mother, honey?
You would probably throw
Where Ted's fighting the
Wild
goat
man.
in the apartment, and they had the murder song stuff. So that would be what happens if Eric Wallace ruined my favorite episode of The Flash.
Joe.
Yeah.
You would probably throw Ewan McGregor's Flash Mask intro.
Oh God! Don't even get me started. That would totally happen. I agree, Brandon. They need to fire Eric Wallace. He don't have no job anymore. I just hope he doesn't touch any more DC projects. But so yeah. So we were on episode 12 and episode 11. They're fine. They're nothing special. Their job was to set the finale, and I guess they did that. And then the ending. And then the ending of episode 12, we had a moment where we needed Hawkeye to appear to say when we saw all the villains in the Cobalt Blue crystal. It should have shown him be like. It should have showed Cobalt Blue looking into the crystal and then pull Hawkeye from Endgame. Don't give me hope, because when we got to episode 13, the series finale, we had no hope. The hope was gone. Are you ready, Trevor? Are you ready to really start the war?
Yeah.
As Anakin Skywalker says, this is truly where the fun begins.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Like Slade Wilson said to Oliver Queen's mother before he killed her, how are you blocked edits? Did I? Sorry, Brandon. I was talking to you, man. But so Slade Wilson said to Moira Queen once, "I thought I had known true despair until I met your son." Well, Eric Wallace, I thought I had known true despair because I had survived Flash. I had survived Arrow Season 4, and I didn't think it could get worse than that. But it's clear I was wrong. Did someone block edits? Because it says edits comments aren't... No, your comments are showing up. They're not blocked. Oh, Dawson, welcome, man.
Oh no.
Oh, dang, how did that happen? Well, all our help is gone. So yeah, I did not know true despair until I watched this finale, because as a series finale, it was an abomination. And we're not talking about the green lawyer nemesis from She-Hulk. This is a real abomination. As The Rock once said, this truly was the biggest dog shit we've ever seen. But the sad thing is, it started out good. The first scene of the episode, we had the villains making fun of each other, got kind of those No Way Home vibes, just kind of having them have their nice little moment, and then it all goes downhill there. Because then when we actually see the villains, they're One Punch Man within, like, not even 5 minutes. It will be a little bit edits. We're in the middle of doing our podcast. So, yeah. Don't even get me started on that, Brandon. Don't even get me started on that. What you just said, we're about to say. And I've said it in previous seasons of the show, but whoever created Cecile as a character needs to be shot. They need to be taken to the back of the shed like Old Yeller, and they need to be straight up shot. Like it needs to happen. When I saw future Cecile fly, I felt like my eyes were going to burst out of my sockets.
Your eyeballs could have been stuck in their sockets. Like I don't think, obviously, I don't think that she's as bad as Allegra, but she's still pretty dang bad. And we're gonna get about this. I wish you were up when I did my. I wish you were up, Trevor, when I did my watch parts of the episode, because dude, when the scene showed up where Chester was about to die to Reverse Flash, and Reverse Flash had one of the best one-liners, and Allegra fucking Captain Marveled him, I was, let's just say, Jake is right. Jake is right. Jake is right. I definitely pulled a Black Mask. I was literally like, fuck. Like, I was pissed.
But that happened during the day, though, remember?
Yeah, but he was at work, so he couldn't come into the stream and witness my rage. Because there was also a little bit of Maury, man. Rage, fucking rage.
It's the truth.
Rage.
Don't ask me that question, Andy. That sounds like a Nightmare Island.
What?
Andy asked me if I would rather survive with Cecile or the live action Peter Pan actor from the new Peter Pan movie. And I was like, don't make me, Andy, like Anakin Skywalker says, don't make me kill you, Andy, because that is literally not gonna work for me. But anyway, yeah, this finale was garbage. The ending was cool when you got to see him give his powers to the other speedsters from the comics, but very barely had any runtime. It was nice that Nora was born. But then how the evil speedsters were taken down was absolute garbage. And they went the entire series finale. If you can't get Cisco, at least fucking reference him, for crying out loud. Caitlin comes back from the dead, and you're not even like, oh, I wish Cisco was here. Like, that would have been nice. But Eric Wallace doesn't want us to have nice things. That would have been better, Brandon, instead of fucking flying Cecile. Why? And don't even get me started on the... Okay, this is the other thing that pissed me off. And Trevor, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Joe and Cecile have been dating for so many seasons now. And right as Nora's born and all this big celebration happens, now Joe wants to get married to Cecile when they're in their 50s? What the actual hell? I agree, Andy, on that statement. Like, that really pissed me off. Like, final verdict, this season, like, it's not the worst season of The Flash, but it's pretty dang close. I still say that I think season 5 is the worst, but this season has some bad moments. What about you, Trevor? When you look back at when you look back at the bad seasons of The Flash, what Flash season do you most remember that you'll always hate?
Well, after Becky Sharp, I'm always going to hate season 9 now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The Green Arrow episode was good, but...
For me, man, so that's the only good episode of the season. So it's not even a win. It's just we got one good episode. That's it. To me, the thing that really sucks is, as much as I like the season. Trust me, it is, Andy. Wait till you get my. I'm posting my seasons ranked probably tomorrow as well. Oh man, that's actually a pretty good comparison, Andy. Or not, Andy. That's a good comparison, Brandon. That's a good comparison for sure. I think that would definitely make sense. Man, I'm sick of you. Time to shrink you down to size. No. Why? But. So, yeah, I think overall, guys, we all know that we'll look back at these former seasons and have problems. I didn't like season 5 because they gave an entire season where future Nora was literally, how do I put this? She was the focus, and her future storyline sucked, and then the Cicada swap up was stupid, where you had one actor and then you had the female Cicada. So that was stupid. I also don't like season 7, man. Season 7 had a great first 2 episodes. When the Forces storyline came in, oh god, don't even get me started. Remember that, Trevor? You remember that? That was one of my first rants on my channel.
Oh,
remember? Yeah, remember? Daddy, Mommy, I'm a 40-year-old old adult, but and even though Iris and Caitlin are, god. That's the problem with this show, man. The bad moments get worse every single time you think of them.
How is that even possible?
That it gets worse?
How does that happen?
They give it to
Like,
shitty
how does it
people.
show you?
What are you looking at? You type it? Really? That's interesting.
I'm not surprised to survive the regime.
What you do?
Still got 9 lives to spare. Nothing gets a cat survival instinct.
What do you do? What do you do? You ask a question. Yeah, so that was just... That's interesting. I would not even want to know what his plans for season 10 are because I guarantee it would have been garbage anyway. I agree, man. Even if Flash continued after 9, I think I would quit after this season. I think this season would have made me quit. The moment that I saw them do that to Reverse Flash and Zoom, that was when I was done. So even if the show lived on, I would have quit, no matter what. Do we have any interesting, any other big... Do we have any, oh, that sounds pretty cool, edits. Do we have any other big DC pieces of news that we need to cover, Trevor? Is there any other thing you read this week?
Well, so far nothing else. I think I'm good.
That's good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to review. Was Flash the only show you? Was Flash the only show that you caught up on? Well, like The Rock says in Fate of the Furious, here's my message to you, Eric Wallace. Keep waiting, bitch. Because it's not happening. What you do over there? Sweetie pie.
Figure it out.
Figure out what?
You'll figure it out. Just hang on.
What mean?
Just hang on.
What do you hang on to? Do you actually... What do? Help me figure out. Oh. Okay, hold up, guys. I got... Oh, okay, I see. So you read, but don't verbally repeat what's said. Anytime.
Verbally talk about anything, just respond.
Okay, sorry guys, just give me a second. I gotta read a text from Ella real quick.
The only downside of not getting season 10 is the original final Flash fight with only Eddie would have matched Crisis newspaper in the time.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I need to step aside for a minute to have a conversation with Ella in the bedroom.
Okay.
I'll be right back. We just need to chat with her. I'm not leaving. You can stay. It's just gonna take me a couple minutes. No worries. Might be a little longer than that, but it won't be too long. I'm gonna shut the door. How? Are you okay? I don't know how things, I don't know how well we can pick up this particular Alright.
Adversary Titan 99. That's a hilarious Flash intro monologue. Ema start working on the edit while watching the live until you hop on Fortnite. At what's good edits, what's your edit? Vader versus Superman. You there. I'm out of here. Okay. was good at its banks. When is Joe coming back? I don't know. My guess is he's busy and will return hopefully in 15 minutes of less.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm
I hear Joe.
yeah, I'm back. Sorry guys. I'm gonna have to call this podcast, we're gonna have to call it here because I've had a really long day and I'm getting really tired, so I'm gonna go to bed, guys.
Alright then.
I'll catch you tomorrow, Trevor.
I don't even know if he's awake.
Oh, did you fall asleep? That's fine. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you guys. Sorry guys, we'll continue this tomorrow.